This is a news interview about an airline security solution that takes place at my house. I'm at my workbench. This is Channel 9 News also.
Safety of airliners. This time, federal government investigators slipped bomb-making components past security screeners not once, not twice, but many times. The screeners were doing their jobs properly. The screening equipment just wasn't up to the job of spotting the bomb material. Here's ABC's David Curley. David?
Good evening, Charlie. Despite all the changes at TSA checkpoints, the ban on liquids, undercover government agents were once again able to get through security with the materials to make a bomb. Government investigators were able to sneak through 19 TSA security checkpoints, hiding less than $150 of materials to make this. An IED, a liquid bomb. They also hid the ingredients for a firebomb. Devices strong enough, they say, to cause serious damage to an airliner in flight.
TSA has been getting funds, billions of dollars, and they've had 6 years to do the job. We've got to fix this problem.
The Government Accountability Office investigators say they found publicly available instructions to make their bombs, and then devised a way to conceal those liquids and other materials from TSA screeners. This past spring and summer, 2 investigators were able to bring the components for several IEDs through TSA checkpoints and onto airline flights, even when they were stopped for secondary checks and patted down.
Obviously, if somebody is so motivated to damage an aircraft or the individuals on an aircraft, they can do it.
This is the second year in a row that GAO agents were able to sneak bomb-making materials onto planes. The GAO does not fault the security officers, which they say appeared to follow TSA procedures and use technology appropriately. Investigators say the real problem is that the technology and practices now being used fail to pick up the bomb-making materials.
We need to put in place a way to do the job of screening so that we don't have these vulnerabilities. It's unacceptable.
The investigators shared their conclusions with the TSA back in August. The head of the TSA will be on Capitol Hill tomorrow. He's expected to say there is nothing new in this report, that technology is not a silver bullet, and he will add that their procedures are based on what he calls real-world intelligence.
Kansas City, Kansas man has an idea that could make that a lot faster. Possibly Tom Lawrence talked with him, and Tom, what's he proposing?
Well, you know, Susan, sometimes the simplest ideas are the best. He said, just don't put the bags on the airplane. We've all stood in line, having our bags and carry-on searched. One by one, the inspectors swipe the bags and then look inside, hoping to find or not find weapons or explosives. Tim Costelli says they don't have to do that. His idea is simple. Separate the baggage from the passengers on the plane. So they're confiscating everything they can find. And we're spending a lot of money, searching the baggage for any kind of illegal items. If something in the baggage was to slip through and get to the airplane, it could damage the airplane. Ideally, what we want on the airplane is nothing but passengers. So we came up with the idea of putting all the bags and suitcases and mail in this baggage pod and pulling it behind the airplane. And if there happened to be something illegal in the baggage that caused a problem, you have enough space separation that you should be able to fly away from it. Costello admits he doesn't have any credibility in this field. He doesn't have a degree in aeronautics or engineering. But he says the idea worked before. In the paratroop gliders of World War II, they were able to tow a platoon in a glider 6 years ago with aircraft of that age. Costello isn't out for money or fame. He says he just wants to preserve jobs in the airline industry and keep the flying public safe.
This is an interview by Kansas City's Channel 9 News. I'm explaining to this reporter why I use a model to demonstrate for people. People immediately understand exactly what you're speaking about when you use a model. This is a newspaper ad that he had read, that I had purchased. These are my original drawings, my conception date, 11/5/01, shortly after September 11th. I called the glider a baggage pod